Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Brockopp side. The Grinch was directed by Yarrow Cheney and Scott Mosier, was narrated by Pharrell Williams, and stars Benedict Cumberbatch as the Grinch. And, same old spiel. The Who's love Christmas, the Grinch does not, and he doesn't like that, so he wants to steal Christmas, because if he can't be happy, no one can! So let me just start out by saying I am a big fan of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I absolutely love this story. It's my favorite Dr. Seuss book, and I can't get through the holidays without watching the live-action Jim Carrey Grinch movie. So of course there's a lot of nostalgia built up for this character and this story for myself. So of course there's gonna be comparisons made between the live-action and the original TV show. But also, when it comes to something like this that we've seen before, you gotta be open to different incarnations, otherwise you won't be able to properly enjoy it. So I was looking forward to this movie, so much so that I wore this thing last night when I saw the movie, and apparently had the whole theater to myself. There was like maybe one other person in there, and I was the only one that bothered to look festive. Benedict Cumberbatch, I thought, did a pretty good job as the Grinch. He did the intelligent thing of not trying to match and or top Jim Carrey's performance, because that performance was on a whole nother level, so he played the character in a different way, which I really liked. I actually really like what they did with the Grinch character in this movie. You know, this time around, he's not Whoville public enemy number one. He's not this scary creature that everybody's afraid of. No, he lives up in the mountains, sure, but he can still go through town, buy groceries, and even has neighbors that, that like him, but he doesn't like him back. So he's not like this mythical, spooky creature anymore. He's basically like a cynical introvert type, which I'm sure is something a lot of people of this generation can appreciate and relate to. This is a Grinch that doesn't just hate Christmas because he couldn't get a piece of who-ass when he was 7 years old. No, he was alone his entire life. He was in an orphanage. He didn't have a good Christmas. He saw all these other kids with their friends and their family having a great time at the holidays, and he never got to experience that, so he hates Christmas because of it. But what I like is that it shows that the Grinch wants to enjoy Christmas, he wants to get in on the festivities and all that, but he's very scarred by those memories. And I also like how this Grinch treats Max, his dog, a lot better than other incarnations. You know, he treats him like a pet, like somebody he legitimately cares about. I like that part. It was very heartwarming, and it was just really nice. As far as the story goes, there's really not much new as far as Grinch movies or just Christmas movies as a whole. You know, there were a few scenes toward the beginning of the movie where I was like, yeah, they're just kind of retelling that part from the live-action movie, and I recognize that part from Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. So the story is absolutely nothing new, but that was something I was expecting. You know, this is a story we've heard so many times. So what it really had to come down to was an enjoyment factor, and I really enjoyed this movie. The movie gets to the point a lot faster of the Grinch wanting to steal Christmas, so it's not like he goes through all this stuff, and then like the last 30 minutes of the movie he's trying to, pull off the heist and all that. Here we get to see him get to that point a lot earlier, and we get to see him try to plan and prepare it a lot more, which I think was a good approach for this movie, even though it does bear a vague resemblance to Despicable Me, which was also made by Illumination, but I like the planning the heist route they went for this movie, and I think that was definitely the best way to go for, the third animation cinematic incarnation of the Grinch we've had. And the movie itself is actually really fast-paced, too. It's like an hour and 45 minutes, but it doesn't feel nearly that long. I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden, the movie was nearly over. I was like, what happened? Where's the rest of the movie? Oh, you're not trying to do a bunch of other crap. You're getting to the point. Okay. I appreciate that. But the scene where the Grinch is on top of the hill about to dump all the presents, but then he hears the Who singing and his heart grows 3 times bigger, I felt like that moment felt just a little rushed, and it felt like it could have developed itself a little bit better. That's kind of one of my little gripes with the story, is that it's fast-paced, but I feel like it could have slowed down a little bit in certain areas like that. But overall, I found myself watching this movie and just having this feeling of wholesomeness into it. there are these nice, tender moments with the Grinch and Max where you see that, the Grinch is not such a bad guy, and Cindy Lou Who's motivation in this movie is a good one, a really good one. It's not just trying to figure out the meaning of Christmas, it's trying to do something nice for somebody else. It's just a very heartwarming movie, way more than I thought it was going to, and I just found myself smiling throughout the last half of the movie, especially in the end where the Grinch has his change of heart and he's invited to the Christmas dinner and all that. It was just wholesome. It was wholesome. It was really good. I really liked that part a lot. I think Illumination realized the error of their ways with the Lorax and was not about to repeat themselves again. The movie feels pretty timeless. There's a few pop culture references here and there, but, they're not nearly as obnoxious as in the Lorax. This movie does the right thing of sticking to the core of the story, not getting so wrapped up in making it hip and modern and trying to, stretch out the backstory for a longer runtime. It just sticks to what the story is about. It delivers a heartwarming and heartfelt movie, and it was just the right movie to get me into the Christmas spirit. And Halloween was only a week ago! So as far as Grinch movies are concerned, I kind of feel like this movie tells the story of the Grinch better than the Jim Carrey movie. Now granted, I absolutely love the Jim Carrey movie. I'm going to keep watching it until the day I die. But I think as far as adapting the Dr. Seuss book into a feature film for families and wide audiences, I think this one it nails it a little better. It sticks to the story. It doesn't try to go overboard with backstory or trying to be over the top and ridiculous. It's a cartoon, so of course it's going to have those kind of slapsticky moments. But I think as far as faithfully adapting the source material, this movie does it better. So all in all, The Grinch was fun, heartfelt, entertaining, and adapts the story of How the Grinch Stole Christmas very well. I was pleasantly surprised of how much I enjoyed this movie, and you know what, if Illumination's gonna keep making these Dr. Seuss movies and they follow what they did here, I think we could see some really good Dr. Seuss movies in the future. Probably if this movie's successful, they'll go on and reboot The Cat in the Hat, which I'm not really sure anybody would complain about. So, those are my thoughts on The Grinch. If you guys have seen the movie, or if you're gonna ruin your neighbor's Christmas this year, let me know down below, and we'll see you on the Brockopp side. Oh, that was a bad pun. I hate myself.